I made a video for prompt number 1 that was called Hacking the Prompt. This one is going to be a briefer video because I'm hoping that you understand the arrangement of the items. So we're just going to enjoy the picture of Godzilla here, and then I'm going to click to the next slide and talk a little bit about our new prompt for Essay 2. So this is the whole section of the prompt from your assignment sheet. And as a reminder, you do need to read it very carefully. I'm not going to pause very long on this page because I'm going to go through each of these parts in the next slides. So break it down into its parts. That first line of the whole prompt section is really important because it's telling you, it's giving you instructions to choose just one monster, not a group of them, not several, just one. You guys had a lot of great ideas in your brainstorming assignment, and I'd really like to see each and every one of you pick one of those that you added to your list. It was really interesting, I thought, reading through that brainstorming assignment, that a lot of people mentioned monsters that were not from Western culture at all, and I think those would be interesting for me to read, or for anyone to read, so I'm just going to throw that out there. Those all seem like good ideas. Could be fun, because part of your essay then would be educational, telling your readers about a monster they may not know much about. Now the prompt, the actual prompt, the task that your essay needs to address, is pretty specific as well. And it grows out of the survey you took at the very beginning of the assignment about identifying which values were most important to you and which were least important to you. I wanted us to get in the habit of thinking about representation in general. And so when we think about a monster, say a zombie, as in this comic book drawing, or a vampire, or Frankenstein's monster, chupacabra, whatever you choose, we have to think of it in a metaphorical way, which is why the word represent is there. So often we encapsulate our fears and anxieties in these monster figures. Zombies are often called out as fear of Caribbean people for their colonizing, mainly white people, of course. And anyway, you need to think about it. This is what you need to think about. In this moment, in 2021, what kind of fear are we projecting onto these monsters? What are we worried about that we can kind of see reflected in these monsters? I hope that helps you understand what I'm trying to ask you here. Finally, this is the last slide of our brief presentation. I'm telling you a few extra hints in the last section. You can choose the first bullet. You can choose one of the monsters from the readings, and the readings then will help you provide some of your research. If you do that, I would like you to find at least one other source on your own to help you discuss this monster. Or you can choose something completely different. You know, like I said before, everyone had a lot of good ideas in the brainstorming discussion, so please feel free to pick one of those. That leads us to bullet number 2. You do need to do not super involved research, but maybe find at least one source that gives us some background information about the monster. Something that's better than Wikipedia. I mean, I don't mind if you start with Wikipedia, but now Wikipedia has a lot of nice links at the bottom of each article. Use one of those instead. Wikipedia is a great place to go when you're just trying to familiarize yourself with a topic, but it's not a fantastic source to use in an essay for an academic audience. And we'll get into why that is in our next assignment when we talk about encyclopedias in general. But just know that I am not going to be thrilled if I see you using Wikipedia as your source. And then how are you going to use the research in your paper is the last bullet. You can paraphrase, meaning put it into your own words. You can quote directly from that research. And you want to try to have a correctly formatted works cited page. So at least 2 uses of a source, either a quote or a paraphrase, and that Works Cited page. We're going to have a little, you've noticed we've had some lessons about MLA. There's going to be a little bit more of that. I'm not expecting perfection. This is our first try at it. So good luck. Please let me know if you have any questions.